Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. My feelings are hurt. Let me explain to y'all why my feelings are hurt. First of all, good morning, here to learn and share. Good morning to you. The birds are chirping. What's up, FC? Marcia. You remind me of a West Side Story. Good morning, Elizabeth. What are you thinking about, here to learn and share? What's up, Fishbone the Great? My feelings are hurt. What's up, Seawalk? What's going on? Let me explain to y'all why my feelings are hurt. Let me share my screen. I am going to share my screen, and I want y'all to see the audacification that I was subjected to today. The audacification. What's up, Mendez? I want y'all to see well, you know what I'm saying. This is what I got to be dealing with. This is what I got to be dealing with. My feelings are hurt because somebody in the Spider Gang went on ChatGTP and said, create a black male with red lipstick and a shiny forehead. Somebody had the nerve to get on ChatGTP and say, make a black male with red lipstick and a shiny forehead. And y'all already know who did it. Y'all already know who did it. Y'all already know who did it. Y'all know who it was. And then, not only that, not only do I got to deal with that, right? My wife, oh, it ain't on here. First of all, somebody else gonna put this. Somebody else gonna put this right here on there, right? Somebody else put this in there, right? Like so, cause I told y'all my wife said I look like the girl gremlin, right? And then she texted to me, so you can't go, y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. She texted to me, but she goes, y'all ain't gonna be. Let me see if y'all can see it. Let me see if y'all can see it. Hold on. Let me blow this up. Hold on. Let me see if y'all can see it. I hope it don't key it out. Let me zoom it in. She gonna send me. She gonna get out the way notification. She gonna send me the girl gremlin. Get out the way notifications. Hold on. She gonna text me the girl gremlin. I hate everybody. I hate everybody. Man. My feelings are so hurt right now. My feelings are hurt. I'm distraught. I had to stop at McDonald's and get me a chicken biscuit meal to make myself feel better. Hey, man. Now that we done separated the wheat from the tare, right? Now that we separated the wheat from the tare, let's get it started. Let's get it started, man. Good morning. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. And I want to give you a nice hearty well, thank you for always tuning in. Every single day, y'all pulling up. Monday through Friday, that is. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We just break down the price action on. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet and I discuss the price action. Me, my homeboy Spidey back here, my sweetie over there in the corner. We hanging out in the London fog room, looking at the charts, if you will. If you look back there, you see, got the charts going on back there. We got the big screen, the two smaller screens, got the charts going on. And we just try to pick and choose different places. We're going to jump in and out the market like Double Dutch. The Double Dutch bus. Why do I do it? Because I want to help somebody like you get your aha moment when it comes to trading and investing all things stock market. I turned that heat up a little bit too high. It was like 60-something degrees in my house when I came back from dropping the boys off, and I had bumped the heat up. It's a little bit too hot. So y'all hold on, because I'm turning it on, because I'm burning up. I'm burning up. I'm trying to figure out why when you set the temperature to something, it always let it go over the number you want to get before it turns off. It blow like extra hot or extra cold. You know, like 60-something degrees in here when I came back. I'm like, golly, it ain't even, it's like mid-50s. Hey, Siri, what's the temperature right now?
It's 59 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's 59 degrees outside. It was like 60-something degrees in here when I came back. I'm like, golly. I turned that thing up too high. I forgot what I was saying, man. Let's go ahead and get it to the overnight price action. I'm talking about that thing like cooking. This morning, I woke up this morning. Man, sometimes I be feeling bad for my sweetie. I know I said we had already separated wheat from the tail, but I got to tell y'all this. Man, I be waking up. You know how people be like, they wake up fighting, whatever. I'm always waking up fighting. And it's like every now and then I wake up punching. But every time I'm having a dream that I'm getting into a scuffle, I wake up because I'm always kicking somebody in my dream. That's my go-to move. That's my go-to move in my dream. Like, I'm always like, if somebody like coming up on me, I always like try to kick them in the chest or kick them in the face. That's my go-to move. That's my special move. And I'm always waking up kicking. It's like when I kick the sign or to kick the picture off the wall in the living room, I'm always waking up kicking. So I woke up this morning it was about almost 6, about 5:30. I woke up kicking about 5:30. And so I couldn't go back to sleep. And I came back here and I came to mark my midnight line and my London line on my chart. And I noticed that we were just going down all night. And I added, let me see, I added one thing. I noticed we was just like dropping all night. And I was like, and I sat here for about an hour. Seeing if we was going to get the London delayed protraction, right? But it's like we just can't. And the reason why I was looking to see if we got the London delayed protraction, because the Sydney and Asian range was relatively muted, you know what I'm saying? And then after midnight, we started just selling down. And so I was like, hey, let's see if we get the London delayed protraction, because we really start selling off around 2. Around 2, we really start selling off. So I'm like, okay, that's giving delayed protraction vibes. And so after 6:30, I was like, well, it ain't give me nothing. Let me go ahead and get ready, because I had to take my son to band practice. Right now, the only thing I added to my chart, when I came here at 5:30 was this mean threshold of this 6.5 point breaker right here. This is a 5 minute. Let me squash this down. You see, I was watching that high on the dollar right there. I marked that high on the dollar. It would have been like around this time, from like this green candle over these two candles right here is the time I was sitting back here. This 5 o'clock candle and this 6 o'clock candle. Because I came back here about 5:30 and I stayed back here for about an hour because Chris had to get up at 6:30. So it was in between these two candles when I marked out that buy side, and then I added this 5 minute breaker, the mean threshold of 5 minute breaker. Everything else I put on there last night before I went to bed. Right, everything on here now I put on there last night before I went to bed. Oh, also there's another 5 minute fair value gap right there that I added last night. Right, I mean this morning. So this tiny, I don't know if y'all can even see that. Let me stretch it out so y'all can see. Right there. So this 5 minute fair value gap right there in between, it's just like a two tick fair value gap between 41.56 and 41.56.50, and then this the mean threshold of this breaker. The reason why I added those, it was because I saw price reacting in those areas on the lower time frames, and I wanted to see what it was reacting to, because the only thing I had marked out was of course, y'all remember this is the BISI from Monday that I said I was going to leave on my chart all week. And then the new week opening gap is the purple one. Now, what I added to it was what I was watching. And as y'all can see, I added most of everything I added was to the bottom, because I was anticipating price to pull back and attack the sell side, right? Remember yesterday we was talking about, if you can make a case for both sides, wait for the market to show you what it want to do. I was anticipating it attacking the sell side, so I had most of everything marked for the sell side. I did have one 5 minute fair value gap above this internal buy side right here, right? And it's inside of, so it's a 60 minute SIBI here at this 9 o'clock candle. Inside that 60 minute SIBI, you could break it down. You can not redefined it, but like adjust it for the 15 minute level, right? And then inside the 15 minute level, you see that I adjusted it for the 5 minute level. Instead of having like 60, 15, 5 like I used to, now I just readjust it down to the lowest time frame that I want to mark inside the bigger one, and just realize that, you know, say there is a big one. So if I start overshooting it, then okay, I can see the big one there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to mark it out when I can see it. And that's just something I got from ICT, where I used to have like a 60, a 15, a 5, a 1. Like everything will be like, all these boxes will be jumped up in there. But now I try to keep it clean where I can see that 60 minute SIBI. And now I know there's a 5 minute inside there. And if there's a 5 minute, there's more than likely a 15 minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of start marking my charts there. And then as you see, we came down at the 2 o'clock candle, came down and took out this first level of sell side liquidity up under this 2 o'clock candle from yesterday, 2 p.m. candle from yesterday. And on that same candle, we took out the sell side below this drop that we made from 8 in the morning until 11 in the morning yesterday. We took out the sell side below that, have a nice reaction off of it. And then we continued down. That first sell side was right there at that Monday fair value gap. We got down into the second fair value gap that I had marked out. And that one is in between 41.56.75 to 41.60.75, a 4-point gap, right? Got a nice reaction off of that. And then we came down and got below the final fair value gap that I had marked out, went below it. And then from there, we started to consolidate in that area. We pretty much consolidated in that area. We just, on this 8 o'clock candle, we just did, you know what I'm saying, make a new low on that 8 o'clock candle. And we're pushing back up now. Now, let me go down a little lower and talk about why I added in that that breaker, right? The mean threshold of that breaker. So when I came in and looked at okay, so when I came in and was looking at the chart, okay, when I came in and looked at the chart, right, I noticed that okay, this is what the chart looked like, right? The chart look, and I'm like, hey, what's going on right here? What are we reacting to in this area right here? So, you know, I put a horizontal line there. This is what I do. I'll put a horizontal line on the low, right? Put a horizontal line on the low like that. I just put them two there just so, okay, I know that's the low of a candle. That's the low of a candle, right? I'm like, let me go over here, squanch it up and go over here and see what we're reacting to, right? So I come back over to where price is and I look and say, hey, okay, this top one, this top low right there, the second low, right? Because I know that's the top one. And then the first low, the second low came back and stopped on the dime at this small fair value gap right there. I was like, the algo stopped there. So let me go ahead and annotate that on my chart. You know what I'm saying? Since I overlooked, I overlooked something that the algo found important. So I annotated that. And then I was looking, I was like, okay, now what's right here? So because I'm looking in the same area. I'm like, ain't nothing there. Let's keep looking to the left. And then that's when I noticed here we came up and we broke that and we came back up. That's a breaker. Now, here's where a lot of people start to get confused about the ICT concepts, right? Right, start to get confused about the ICT concepts, right? So off rip, right? Looking at this right here, I know the first thought would be to choose these candles right here as the breaker, right? The first thought would be to choose these candles right here as the breaker. Why? Because this is the last set of up close candles before the tank and taking out this this low, right? And then you see this candle right here, that's the highest up close body of all these green candles, right? All of that's true. But there's one key thing that I keep into consideration when I'm picking out my breakers, right? If you look at this 115, if you look at this 1:15 p.m. candle right here from yesterday, if you notice, the high of this candle is up above those highs. This is the highest high, right? So when we come from this swing low, right, and come up and make a high, this is the high that's being broken by this candle right here, right? So this 2:40 p.m. candle is breaking the high of this 1:15 p.m. candle. That's the highest high of this move up right there. So therefore, this right here, from that high to that low right there, is the breaker for me, right? That's the breaker for me right there. From the high of that 1:15 candle to the low of that 1:10 candle, that's the breaker right there for me, right? And then if I bring in my horizontal ray that I made, boop, that right there is the mean threshold of that breaker. And that mean threshold of that breaker lines up to the tick with where the algo stopped when it came back down to that area. Lined up, it lines up to the tick, to that area. Right there on that 510 candle. On that 510 candle. If I move these lines out the way, right there, boom. Boom. You look at that 510 candle right there, stop that there to the tick, right? And then if you notice, right, we kind of respected the mean threshold, came back down, respect the mean threshold, skated along the top of the breaker, pushed back up to the top of the fair value gap, came back down, respecting the breaker, and now the bodies of the candles are respecting the breaker. We push back up to the top of the breaker again. It's like we were right there flirting around with this breaker, right? And we're a stone's throw away from this sell side, right? And as you see over here on my divergence chart, I got the sell side marked out on the ES, the NQ, and the Dow. The NQ took that sell side during the 6 o'clock hour. Sometime between 5 and 6 o'clock, the ES, sometime between 5 and 6 o'clock, the NQ took out that low. But the ES and the Dow still haven't taken that low, right? And when I came in here this morning, it was one of those rare occasions when the ES was the strength leader. The ES was showing the strength out of the Dow and the NASDAQ. The ES was showing more. Matter of fact, it's still like compared to the relative low, right? Because if you look at this low right here, the Dow, that's the same low on the Dow. So the Dow compared to that low, the Dow is super weak, right? The Dow is super weak compared to that low. And then when you come back to this low over here, right, the NQ has taken that low out, and that's from, what date is that from? The 17th. Yeah. So all the both of those, this low, the first low is from the 18th, and then the closest low to us is from the 18th, and then the farthest low away is the 17th, right? And then as you see, the NQ taking out the 17th, right? The ES and the NQ took out the 18th, but it's easier for them to take it out because they had more strength than the Dow yesterday. The Dow was super weak yesterday, right? The Dow took out the 17th low yesterday, right? And then the ES still hasn't taken out that 17th low. So that's what I mean by the ES is the strength leader. The NQ took out the 17th low. The Dow took out the 17th low yesterday, and the ES still ain't take out the 17th low yet. So that's why I was still waiting for the ES to take out that sell side liquidity there. Does it have to? It doesn't have to, because it can reverse. Anything can happen. But since we've come so far to the downside, I am not interested in trying to take any shorts, right? Because we've come a mighty long way, right? We done came a mighty long way. Let me find out where we came from. We're gonna find this should be the 7 o'clock candle, right? Yes, this is the ES closure. And then if we come all the way down to the low from where we closed, we've dropped 28.5 points from the closure to the lowest low. So I am not interested in taking any shorts at this area down here, right? But I would love to see it take out this sell side before trying to reverse, right? I would love to see it. If it took out the sell side, then reversed, I would be more willing to get into a long, right? But it can very well just reverse on us and keep going, but I would love to see us take out that sell side before doing so. And the reason why I say it can easily reverse on us. Let's look at the 15-minute real quick. Because looking at the 15-minute, right, after we took out this internal sell side, we came down as 1, 2. That's the third trip right there. You know what I'm saying? So we come down 1, 2, 3 times. And if we get a nice push up past that high right there, you know what I'm saying? That will be a nice little bread and butter setup coming back into this breaker. And one thing I don't like about it is the breaker would be there and you would have this fair value gap all the way down here, right? That's the only thing I wouldn't like about it, but I've seen it do it before, especially since it's respecting the bodies of the candles is respecting this breaker. I've seen it do it before, get that close to the sell side and don't take it. But I will, and then look at the strength of the Dow. Look at the divergence. We still got this divergence going on. Look at the strength. Look at what the Dow doing right now. The Dow is mad strong. The NQ still weak because the NQ done took out the low and it's just consolidating on the low, right? And the ES is the red-headed stepchild in the middle. Over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, the Dow has, you know what I'm saying, reversed and became the strength leader. So it could happen. It could happen if the Dow get to running and get to dragging the ES with it. It can happen, especially since it, like I say, it's respecting the bodies of that candle. No, I didn't have Taco Bell. I didn't have Taco Bell. I'll tell you, I always be waking up fighting. And my go-to move is to kick. Hit him with the kick. Michelle Tucker, what's going on, Michelle? Where you slid up in here? What's going on, Linda? What's going on, Margot? Hey man, I think that's all I got for the overnight price action, man. I think that's all I got. We pretty much just, like I said, we pretty much just sold down. Had nice respect to the PD arrays that, you know, that I had on my radar. And y'all already know the reason why I had these on my radar down here, because they were the discount PD arrays that I was looking for price to attack once we hit that sell side. If we was going to get a continuation, the only thing I didn't have marked was the breaker, right? And the breaker turned out to be a vital piece of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Once I marked it later, I marked it because of how these candles were reacting from like 5 o'clock up until 6:30. I marked that. That's the reason why I marked that breaker. And as you see, it was like a vital piece of the puzzle. Now we just came back into that fair value. We broke the sell side again, and we just pushed back up into that top fair value gap. For the bearishness to continue to get down and attack this sell side, I really would love to see this fair value gap do its job to keep price down. If we manage to get up and break this high right there, that could be the signs of a reversal to start moving back up at this point in time without taking that sell side. Let's look at the high time frame real quick before we call it. On the 4-hour time frame, see all signs pointing there, but we still haven't, because we got the breaking market structure there. We're working on a 4-hour fair value gap here. So we got the breaking market structure to the downside, and now we're working on a 4-hour fair value gap. And how long we got? We got 29 minutes left on this 4-hour candle. So pretty much that's a 4-hour fair value gap right there. I don't see us blasting up high enough to close in this gap here. So boom, we're gonna have a 4-hour SIBI right there, that if we don't take that sell side first, we can very well trade back up into before taking that sell side. And there's no guarantee that the market wants that sell side. This could just be a higher low, and we're just coming down and taking care of all of the imbalances before continuing up. Let the market show you what it wants to do. Speaking of the market is open. The market is open. The market is open. We did it, y'all. 30 minutes and 29 seconds. We did it. The market is open. The market is open. The market is open. If you're going to trade, please trade safe. If you're not going to trade, please take copious amounts of notes so you can go back and study what you saw. Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of study what you saw, I asked y'all to remind me to answer a question, and nobody reminded me. I saw it in the Discord yesterday because somebody asked a question, and I said, hey, everyone, please remind me to answer this. And I saw this morning that nobody reminded me because somebody said, hey, I missed last night's live. Did this question ever get answered? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? And I said, you know what? Nobody reminded me. Right here. Someone please remind me to answer this on the live stream tonight. What happened, people? Hey, do anybody got anything, any questions before I go into answering this? Well, while I go into answer this, does anybody have any questions? Feel free to put it in the chat. And then I saw somebody came back after all the jokes. This when I was kicking my wife out. I kicked Father Legends out, and my wife had the jokes too. And I was like, here, you too. And then I kicked her out right there. Come on, play the little lady. Oh, it's not going to play it. Pew! There you go. Get the stepping. I missed last night's live. Was this question answered? That right there is what tipped me off that nobody reminded me. Now, let's go back and find the question. Okay. Leopard 1010. Hello, Spider. I've never seen Leopard 1010. Who in the world is Leopard 1010? Hey, Spider Gang. Let me know if this is the wrong place to ask this question. Never the wrong place, Leopard. The only issue I'm having is when a PD array should hold price or when to treat it as a speed bump. What should I be seeing in price action? Any videos or point me in the right direction would be highly appreciated. Thanks ahead. Excuse the Lamar. Okay. Leopard 1010. Right? When to anticipate a PD array to be a speed bump and when to anticipate it to do its job, right? Now, there is no hard, fast rules to this, right? There's no hard, fast rules to this. It's more of a like, what is price doing? Like I was talking about yesterday, looking at candles. Look at that rejection. Look at that rejection. Nice rejection off that buy side right there. Nice rejection off that buy side right there. With that rejection off that buy side, how many points is it from here? 848. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, with that rejection off that buy side, that sell side is 48. If we get a nice break coming back, this is a 5-minute break there, 55. That'll even give a break there would even give 5 points to that 48. Would even give 5 points to that 48. Okay. Drop down. Y'all hold on for a second. Consolidate, left it. All right. Consolidate there, left it. All right. Left it. Got back to it, rejected. Okay. A nice breakdown. A nice breakdown over here with a imbalance there would yield a good 5-point run toward that sell side after leaving all of these potential balance price ranges up there, especially if we break down and get a nice break below that 41, 55.50. Any imbalance over here would give a nice, will yield at least 5 points to the 41.48. S&P opens lower as Morgan Stanley and Netflix decline after earnings. Live updates. Oh yeah, what I was saying. Speed bump. Now, when you have, first of all, sitting there watching the price is going to be able to give you a better feel for it than looking at it in hindsight, right? Look, now, keep in mind here, we also just got to break up to the upside right there. After 1, 2, 3, we got a nice break to the upside right there after that 1, 2, 3. So now this is a breaker. This is a bullish breaker right there. And we got an imbalance right there at the breaker. We have an imbalance at the breaker. So we got a breaking market structure to the upside. Now the Dow is trying to tank. See, this is all this imbalance. This is part of the reason why ICT was like, I ain't fooling with this price action. This is just what I think, right? Because now look at the Dow trying to dump. The Dow trying to dump, and now the NQ taking off. And the ES, the red-headed stepchild in the middle, right? Right, the ES, the red-headed stepchild. We got a volume imbalance there. Right, we got an order block here. That's a breaker, right? With a fair value gap and a volume imbalance there. Okay, so when you come up to a destination, right? Like this breaker, right? And you're bullish. Let's just say you come up to this destination, you're bullish, and this breaker is the spot where you want to buy off of. You want to buy off this breaker because all signs are pointing to buy at this breaker. You got divergence. The dollar's looking weak now. You got divergence on the dollar, divergence in one of the indexes, the dollar looking weak. All signs is a go for buying at this breaker, right? Now, you're anticipating the PD array to do its job, right? So you're expecting to buy off of this. You're expecting this to stop price and repel it back up, right? Now, if we look over here, you see that we have a bearish fair value gap right there, right? Let me try to hide. What's this right here? Yeah, okay. Let me hide this other stuff there. Boom. Right. So your thesis is that you're bullish and you want to. Your thesis is that you're bullish and you want to buy off of this breaker right here, right? So when you come down to the breaker, you're going long right here at the mean threshold of this breaker. Right now, this fair value gap, that SIBI right there, that SIBI right there, God dog it. That SIBI right there, this SIBI right here. Now, this SIBI right here, since this is, you're bullish, and this is where you're anticipating buying, right? So this fair value gap, you are anticipating this to be a speed bump, meaning you expect price to run over this. Why do you expect price to run over that? Because we've come down to a destination, right? That we're anticipating price to reverse, right? We're trusting the process. We're going long. We're not hoping that we're right. we're trusting the process and we feel like we're on the right side. So we're anticipating this to be a speed bump. As soon as we rip through it, boom, that's giving us some confirmation right there. Okay, boom, that's a speed bump. Now I'm anticipating this to support price, right? Then it starts to support price. Now it's supporting price now, right? So now this is more confirmation. Okay, I'm on the right side. Now you're anticipating this to be a speed bump, right? Why are you anticipating that to be a speed bump? Because if this is truly the reversal destination, you have just run sell side liquidity under this low. So you've just run liquidity, right? Dip below it again, and then now you're taking back off. So you're anticipating this being a speed bump because this is in your thesis, go long off of this breaker, right? We've just taken out sell side, and this is highly unlikely to be the destination for anybody that went long right here, right? There's more reward to the bottom than to right there. So you're anticipating this to be a speed bump. You're not, and when I say speed bump, I don't mean it's got to blast through it, but you don't expect price to reverse. Like how it blasts through here, we hit it, right? We tapped it, went in, tapped it, and then blast through it, right? You're expecting price not to reverse at that spot, right? So that's how and when I anticipate the PD array to be a speed bump. When I've gotten to my destination, right? And all signs point to, okay, it's time to reverse, meaning you got the divergence on the dollar, maybe on another index, the dollar showing weakness or strength compared to the ES is supporting your thesis of, okay, I want to go long or short here. And so the PD arrays that's left in the wake, you're expecting them to be ran over. Whereas if you come higher in price and this is your destination down here, right? This is the final destination, right? When you come down and break market structure here, right? You're expecting these to keep price down, right? So when it comes back up and it don't even get to this fair value gap here, right? I would have gotten left on this, because if we have 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps, I'm not going in on the bottom one, right? I will go in on the middle one if it gives me enough room to play above put my stop above the top one, but I'm not going in on the bottom one, right? But I'm anticipating these to do their job, not be a speed bump. Why? Because this is the destination down here. We haven't reached the destination yet. So as we break lower, I expect the PD arrays to do their job and continue to either push price down or push price up until we get to the destination. And then that's when we start to anticipate them to be speed bumps, because we've gotten to a place where, hey, this is deemed the reversal spot. Hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully I answered the question for whoever asked that. Whoever, what I said, Leper 1010. Whoever Leper 1010 is. I don't know who Leper 1010 is, because y'all be having 40 different names between platforms. All right. It's 9:44. Do anybody got anything else before I get out of here? Was I clear for whoever? If the person who asked that question, if you in here, was that clear? And for anybody else that's in here, was that clear also? Did y'all understand what I was saying? Was that clear? Was that clear? I see a fire emoji. I'm assuming that means it was clear. All right, then. That's it. That's all I got. I'll see y'all tonight at 6:30 for the price session recap. Y'all enjoy your day, man. Gone.